Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to some Kings College Rocket League. You're on Kings College Esports on their Twitch page. We're getting ourselves ready to roll with the NECC quarterfinals. This is the 3-6 matchup of Kings College versus University of New Haven. We'll get ourselves ready to roll in a few moments, but before we do, let's have a talk about the teams ahead of us as we get ourselves ready to roll for the first game. What in essence is the next game, but let's have a talk. So, heading into this matchup, Kings College, they secured themselves the 6th seed. This is the Rocket League Red team in the top division in the NECC. They got themselves some tough competition ahead of them. It is quite the it's quite a top-heavy division. Well, to put it lightly, with Northwood University's blue team and West Virginia University as the 1 and 2 seed. And right under them, the University of New Haven as the 3 seed. The Monarchs, they faced the University of New Haven in the regular season, losing 3-1 in that series. But this time around, Rocket League Red, they will have a tough task on their hand, but they also could have a good story on their hand. In that, currently, in the NECC playoffs for the Champions Yellow Division, every single team that has advanced into the semifinals has been the favorite for these teams. For those matchups. Northwood University Blue and West Virginia University all advanced. The 4th seed also made its way through. Northwood will take them on later on next week. And this match was originally scheduled earlier in the week. However, it has been rescheduled. For your 3-6, Kings will be tasked with breaking the narrative. All of the other games have been 3-0 sweeps. Kings, they held on. They took a game off of University of New Haven, their first time against each other. We'll have to see if this time around they can maybe even do a little bit more than just take a game. Can they take the series, make it into the semifinals? It is a big moment for the program, making it to the quarterfinals in their first season at the top division of play. And they've been hanging in there, making it in as the 6th seed rather than, say, perhaps the 8th. There's nothing wrong with making it as the 8th seed. However, the program obviously would like to get better in the standings. They did so. The game will get itself rolling in just a few moments. So while we wait for that to get set up, we're going to take ourselves a little bit of a break. We've got everything nice and set and ready to roll. It's just a matter of when we're ready to hop in. That will be upcoming soon. You're tuned into the Kings College Esports Twitch page on twitch.tv/KingsPA Esports. This is Kings College Rocket League Red versus the University of New Haven in the quarterfinals. And forget going to a break. We're ready to roll. It is just about time for game number 1. quick note as far as this break is concerned. At the moment, we have to be careful. There is a bit of a delay on so far for this game. Just as a fair warning, this game may not take place. Right now, we're hoping for the best. We're hoping that this game can go on. However, it should be known that it is possible that it will not go on. And we will keep you updated as we find more updates. Stay tuned, though. Hopefully, we'll have ourselves the best of 5 underway of King's College versus the University of New Haven. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got ourselves a game in our hands. New Haven is officially ready to roll. They're getting themselves into the lobby, and we're almost there. We're just a couple moments away from the beginning of these quarterfinals of King's College versus the University of New Haven. There was some concern about potentially a reschedule or a forfeit. However, at this very moment, we've got players in the lobby. Right now, we're just waiting for everyone to hop on in, prepare themselves. I think we're in for a good time. We got the 3-6 matchup. University of New Haven versus King's College Rocket League Red. Headed your way in just a few moments. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for King's College versus New Haven. Rocket League Red versus New Haven University. The 3-6 matchup is underway here in Game 1 as Marcy will start moving down the field. It's New Haven in blue, King's College in, well, orange. As New Haven already had themselves set up as I leaves it up top for Marcy. Gilmore boys try to get a touch. Instead, Winsey gets another try at it but pushes it wide. Marcy into the corner. Starting to spin around, Gilmore boys gets a touch. And a miss from both Sean and I. Leads to Winsey on a shot, catching guard out of position and scores. A couple misses. It's a nice little fake there from the box. And Winsey just catching guard way out of position, expecting a shot from the box, and did not get it. And so, it's a 1-0 lead early on for New Haven. Marcy to the sky. Gilmore boys goes off the corner wall, stepping up as Winsey. Wins that 50-50 cleanly, but has no boost to continue the play. So Sean will get a touch on the ball. Pinch it off the bottom end of the Fennec. And I'll get cleared the other way. Gilmore boys in the sky, maintaining really well that car control. Guard bumped off the ball. Sean right behind him. Bit of a double commit, but there it ends up working as Sean goes off the wall. Doesn't really have any boost to work with. Bumped off is Gilmore boys, so guard will be back. Misses the touch, goes off the wall and gets himself set for the save on the shot from Marcy. As now Box gets himself set in the corner. Leaves it in the middle. Sean's the first to touch it. Winsey to challenge, beats it cleanly. Now Gilmore boys to the corner. Doesn't get bumped. And wins a good challenge on the sidewall. Doesn't really have the follow-up. We'll give it a try anyway. Gets there first. Missed touch from Winsey. Sean towards the net. Marcy gets a touch. Guard looks for a corner, but didn't get the angle. Gilmore boys for the dunk shot. Scores! Had just enough of the angle on it. Bounces it off the bottom of the crossbar. And Monarchs have tied it up a minute and a half into game number 1. We will be keeping track of games in the background, rather. Trust me, we will not get lost at this series score. As Gilmore boys off the corner wall, got a touch. Pops it ahead. Got a little bump to get past two, but Marcy's in net and ready to make a play. Guard gets enough to make it a little difficult for New Haven to play this, but they are ready. They set it off the side wall. Gilmore boys, well, they look for the double tap. Had Sean, but Sean instead wants a turnaround chance. Pushes it wide. Winsey off the wall. Gilmore boys steps up. Doesn't get the second touch. Guard doesn't go for it. Now Sean, over one. Has Marcy to beat, who clears it long. Gilmore boys there, leaves the ball in midfield up in the sky. Marcy gets a touch for Winsey. Towards the net, it's a slow shot, and Guard can push it to the corner. Winsey misses the touch off that corner wall, and box wins at 50. But Gilmore boys is able to clear to midfield. Marcy back in the offensive zone. Flying high, hits it off the edge of his hood, and thus pushes it more towards the sky, as there's a high shot that just goes above the crossbar. Off the deflection. Gilmore boys to the corner. Over Marcy. To the corner there is Winsey. Over one. Is Sean. Not quite ready. Guard reads the dribble. Gets it set in the corner. Doesn't have boost to work with to bring himself back down to the ground. Sean wins a good 50 as it goes to New Haven's end. Box misses the touch. Winsey's there. Guard going a little too far forward to play it. Gilmore boys behind him. Gilmore boys off the sidewall. Marty will pop it up. Good bump in the net to Winsey, but no Monarch able to challenge the ball. As Guard to Gilmore boys in the middle goes into the corner. Guard will pick up that corner boost as Gilmore boys off the corner wall. Goes a little weird bounce off the top corner of that wall. As now Kings have to set back on defense. They are ready. They clear it to around midfield as Sean will start pushing it forward. Over box. Looks to get set in the middle. Gilmore boys is ready for the shot, but it's saved by box. Gilmore boys take two, pushes it wide, and Marcy looks to clear. Sean got bumped off the ball, but can still try and make a play with it. Got it over a couple in the middle. It's ready to be picked up by Winsey. Midfield, Gilmore boys leaves it behind. Big demo onto Gilmore boys, but not onto Sean, whose shot goes there. But Box is able to make the save. Guard off the ceiling. Marcy gets a touch. It goes to midfield right into Gilmore boys' car, and Winsey will push it down the field. Sean in his own end, no boost to work with. Beat out by Marcy. Guard looking to clear. Gilmore boys gives a lending hand. Guard in the spin cycle. Got one touch. Set for Sean. He pops it up. Gilmore boys in the middle will have to watch as Marcy gets enough of the ball to clear it down. Winsey with them. Good touch by Guard to keep it away from his net. Sean avoids the bump with the jump. To Guard. Wide right. Takes the corner boost. 30 seconds to go. Marcy set up in front, but the save not there. Well, rather the bump not there as the save is, and the ball's all the way into New Haven's end. Gilmore boys working with Guard as Sean pushes it high. 10 seconds to go in regulation here in game number one. Guard off the sidewall. Box is ready. Launches it down the field. Gilmore boys pops it up. Takes to the sky. The 0 seconds on the clock. The bump is there, but the shot is knocked into the ground. And it's overtime in game one. Right off the draw, it's dead ball. Going to the sidewall. Sean's there first. We'll play it off the wall. Look to get past Winsey. Does. Off the back. Marcy's there first. Guard gets a not great touch as it just goes up off of Winsey. Gilmore boys will play it off the ceiling, and Sean will move down the field. Marcy meets him at midfield. Big challenge there from Gilmore boys. Sends it down to the ground and boxed into the corner. Sean, that pinch is a little worrisome, and it leads to Winsey knocking it through. Sean looking for the clear attempt, didn't get the right angle on the ball. It leads to Winsey wide open. He gets it through, and New Haven take game number one of the series. Two goals on the board for Winsey, leading the way for his team. 3 saves made by Box, 8 shots on net by New Haven, responded to with 5 from Kings. Gilmore boys with the lone goal. And the assist going to Guard. 5 saves on the board for Kings, but 7's greater than 5, and Kings lose game 1, but we're already ready to get rolling in game number 2. There's no time to wait. It's the playoffs, baby. We're just going with it. Game number 2. New Haven with the early series lead. So far, every series in the NECC playoffs has gone 3-0 for the favored Kings, looking to change the narrative. In game 2, Kings start on the offensive end, but Winsey pushes it down the field. Guard back to mid, past Marcy and into New Haven's corner. Guard on the chase down will back away and rotate out of the play, while Sean's ready in mid, and Gilmore Boy's already near the net. Winsey makes the save on the shot from Sean. He'll play it off the back wall using the side to his advantage. For Guard, he pops it up into the corner. Sean will step on up. Play it off the back wall. For Gilmore Boys, scores! Snipes it through top shelf. As Sean gets a good bounce, no one's quite ready for it. Gilmore Boys, the perfect placement. And Monarchs have the lead 33 seconds into game number 2. Off the draw. It's a soft one. Guard will play it to the side, where Sean will run. As now box has been named to Error. Nice. Error towards the net. It goes high. Sean able to play it off the ceiling. Looks for the double tap. Instead, will play it off the ground. Error to the sky for Winsey. Doesn't quite get a touch. Marcy in the corner. Gilmore Boys responds with a hit of his own into that corner wall. Now Sean gets a touch. Will look to double it up. Over Error. Not quite. Error gets a touch. Gilmore Boys challenged by Winsey. It goes to the side. Guard down the field. Gilmore Boys is set in the offensive zone. Over Error, but too high. Rebound for Guard. Too high again. Sean pushes it wide. And New Haven's ready. Gilmore Boys out of position. He'll have to retreat as Winsey will go for the ball. Guard up high. Makes the save. Winsey to turn it around after stealing the boost. Sean pushes it to the end. Into the corner. Winsey there. Sean misses the touch. Guard's there, however. Marcy to the sky. It's a soft one for Sean! Saved by Marcy. His Gilmore Boys will push it high. Looking for the follow-up. Guard too low to get to the ball, as now Marcy can make a play. Heading into Kings' corner. Sean has to watch it roll as he's on the wall. Winsey misses. Guard looking to turn it around. Has 2 to beat. Over 1, but too high for the second. Gilmore Boy steps up for the shot right into Error, who makes the save. Sean on the rebound. Winsey makes a touch as Marcy goes down on a demo. And Guard off the back wall for Gilmore Boys. He misses the touch. Kings are getting a lot of chances, but just unable to convert at those final moments. Guard looking to dribble it himself. Marcy clears it away. Sean to re-enter with Gilmore Boys towards the net, wide right. Guard turns it around, off the wall, past Winsey, behind Error, who pinches it off the back wall. It drops down, Winsey with a touch to the corner, over Gilmore Boys, and beat out by Sean is Marcy. It's at midfield now. Is Gilmore Boys looking to push down the field. Kings all in the offensive zone. Can't quite convert. It's still 1-0. It stays that way with Sean's save on the shot from Winsey, who's trying to play it in the corner. Sean gets it away from him. A little bump from Marcy as Sean gets past a couple. Marcy dead balls it. Guard up high towards the net for Gilmore Boys. Scores! This time it's Guard who gets a beautiful set for Gilmore Boys all alone in front. And even the touch attempts from Error, not enough. Gets under that crossbar and in. 2-0 Kings, 2 minutes to go. Right off the draw, Guard's gonna have to be ready. Gets a touch, it's now in the middle. Sean wins the 50, down the field, looks to set his own play. Error's there, he missed the touch and Sean scores! Sean just lobbing it towards the net, and Guard a good set of pressure, forcing Error in an awkward spot. Gets to the ball right when it goes over his head. He doesn't have the time to jump. 1:45 to go, 3-0 Kings. And off the draw, Gilmore Boys on the cheat up, in position. And a good steal by Guard on the boost as Gilmore Boys has to recover after getting bumped by his own man. But Sean is there. Good challenge in the corner. Stealing the boost towards the net, just pushes it wide. Winsey up high. Guard challenges it away. Spiked into the ground. Error misses, but so does Sean. Guard's ready. Towards the net. It'll be high. Marcy out of the play. Guard again gets a touch in the corner. Looks for a set, but he's got no boost. Gilmore Boys behind him. Error takes that corner boost. Is now New Haven with the back pass to Marcy. And Marcy trying to push him towards the net. No good. Rebound for Winsey is saved by Sean. And now Gilmore Boys to the net. Scores! Gilmore Boys unstoppable on the shooting. It's a hat trick for Gilmore Boys. Crossbar is his best friend. Bar down, 4-0 with a minute to go. Dead balled again. Sean gets a touch into New Haven's corner. Error, set. Past guard is now Gilmore Boys. Looks for a soft touch. Wanted to get the dunk, but unable to get the shot through. Error able to clear. Sean backflips and gets himself set. Up to the sky in the corner. Looks for another touch. Didn't get it. Winsey able to clear it. In the middle, Marcy looking for a bump. Got nobody. 35 seconds to go. Error down the field for Marcy. To the net. Too high off the bar. Winsey with the second try. Gilmore Boys streaks in for the save. Sean in the corner. Moves on up to New Haven's end. Looks for a pinch. Didn't get it. Sean back passing to guard. Marcy in the middle. Winsey looking to get a play set for Marcy. Back to Winsey to the net. Scores! New Haven won't go down scoreless. They get a good play rolling with Marcy right off the edge. Sean out of position. And Winsey makes it 4-1. With 2 seconds to go, it's a nice goal. It adds on a little bit of extra flavor. But the Monarchs will take game number 2 and equalize the series 1-1. Whenever this ball wants to hit the floor, Winsey will play it off the side. Both these teams, they want to get one more play rolling. Winsey towards the net, goes a little high, wants a second try. It goes off the corner wall, and it's sent all the way down the New Haven's end. Hits the ground. Game 2 to Kings. Gilmore Boys leading the way. The hat trick for him. Sean with 2 assists. 13 shots from Kings, 9 from New Haven. 5 saves on each side, and the Monarchs, they get the better end. That accuracy is theirs towards that last stretch. They make it a 1-1 series. And we'll get ourselves ready for game number 3 in a moment. Game number 3 underway of Kings College versus New Haven, and right off the draw it heads towards the side. Sean up to the air, gets it past 1. Looks for his own play. Winsey makes the save. Guard up high, gets a touch in the middle. Good bump onto Marcy by Sean. Gilmore Boys can't quite beat him to the ball though. He had a long stretch of play, a long stretch of field to make it there. And it's rolling in front of the net. Winsey tried to dunk it, but Gilmore Boys gets enough. And now Sean down the field. Only has Error to beat. Looks to get a dunk on him. Error makes the save. In the middle, Gilmore Boys to Marcy. It ends up going as New Haven push it into Kings' corner. Sean off the sidewall. It gets hit off the ceiling by Winsey, and now down the field is Gilmore Boys for Sean. Gilmore Boys up high, gets it off the wheels for a set to guard, and he's beat to the play by Winsey. Sean off the corner wall, Marcy's there. Gilmore Boys doesn't quite have enough. His guard will try to push it in to the offensive zone. Winsey got a touch. Marcy gets it to the corner for Winsey. He gets a touch. Marcy moving down the field. Gilmore Boys with good challenge. Sean set, gets a piece. Looks to make a play. It's set in the middle. Guard there. High and wide. Gilmore Boys on the rebound. Scores! Gilmore Boys, the sharpshooter in game 2. Continues to be so for Kings in game 3, a minute 11 in. Snipes it bottom right. And Kings have an early lead. Right off the draw. First is Gilmore Boys to the ball. Sean up high. Misses the touch, error set. That goes off the sidewall. Martzi looks for a play. Guard gets it off the corner. On the opposite side now, Winsey in the middle. Sean streaking down the field towards the net. Big save by Error. And down it goes from Martzi. Gilmore Boys has to get a touch and does. Sean out of position. Winsey gets a hit. Gilmore Boys to the corner. Good steal of the boost by Winsey, as now Martzi should be set for the clear attempt. Off the wall. We'll try to pinch it. Gilmore Boys is set. Error's out of the play. Sean up high for the dunk. Scores! Sean getting disruptive in the back end with the demo and gets a nice set from up high. Spikes it down. 2-0 Kings, 2 minutes in. Kings, they were looking strong in game 1, but they have unlocked a new level in game 2, and they're keeping up the pace here in game number 3. Already 2 goals on the board. As Winsey makes a touch in the corner, it'll go down as a save, even though we disagree. In the net is Gilmore Boys with the dunk again. Gilmore Boys sets himself up this time, gets a 1-2 over Error, and he makes it 3-0. With 2:54 to go, not even halfway through game number 3. It's a tied series, 1-1 Kings. They lost game 1, equalized it, and are now looking for their first series lead as Guard up high couldn't get a touch. Martzi looks for a set play in the corner. Off the wall, Guard, good touch. Gilmore Boys takes Error out of the play. As Guard flips it off the back end. Sean up high, Winsey beats him to the touch and gets another tap of it to go to the midfield. Gilmore Boys had a touch, but Martzi got another hit. Sean kind of threw his teammate off, but Winsey can't get the shot through the net. Now Sean taken out of the play. Error looked for a touch. Gilmore Boys for Guard. Martzi, good disruption to leave that ball in the middle and get his team set, but Sean's in the net ready for the save. He's out of the play again, this time by Winsey, and Gilmore Boys to Guard to get it to midfield. Guard, good challenge to force the ball to stay at midfield and allow Sean to move on up. But a double commit from Kings means that Winsey will get a chance to try and 1v1, but he flips it in between all the tires. It's a soft hit and you hit the tires. It's dead hit if you hit it in between them all. As Martzi off the side, cleared down by Sean. Goes off the right wall as Gilmore Boys gets a touch for Guard to the net wide. Winsey to the corner. Looks for Sean. Good pinch. Looking for another set, but Error's ready. Gilmore Boys bouncing it off the side. For Guard! Scores! As Gilmore Boys now makes the playmaker move. A great touch off the side wall and makes it 4-0 for Kings. Off the draw. It goes to New Haven's corner. Sean's there first as Martzi went to the opposite side for boost. Guard. Got a 50-50 out of it. It's right in front of the net, but Winsey's there first. Sean will have to back things up. Gilmore Boys is ready, and he'll look for the double tap. Off the back wall, too low. Sean's shot, rather, is taken out of the play, and Winsey's got an open net. He scores! Sean pushing the shot right into the car of Martzi. Winsey all the way down. That player zoomed by at 100 miles an hour, almost quite literally. That was Guard. Didn't get a touch on the ball. Minute 8 to go, and New Haven's on the board. We've got a ways to go, though, to make it into this game and get that series lead back. And Gilmore Boys going to make it tough by killing time, forcing it into their end. Martzi will clear it off the sidewall. Look for another touch. Gets one, and his guard's taken out of the play. Gilmore Boys disrupted, but has enough in him to get the save. Now Sean off the sidewall. Misses the touch. Error takes Gilmore Boys out again. It's Sean all alone, but he pushes it into New Haven's end. Now Guard for the set. Leaves it as a dead ball, and Winsey moves it down the field. Gilmore Boys leaves it at mid. Winsey's spinning around as Martzi looks for the play. Guard gets a touch. Martzi lands directly on top of Guard's car. That is impressive, sir, as down the field they go with Gilmore Boys. And Guard with Guard on the demo. Gilmore Boys' a shot met by Marcy. Guard wanted to make a dunk attempt, but it got pushed to the corner. Sean off the corner wall for Gilmore Boys. Rolls it. It'll hit the ceiling. Winsey there first. Will bounce it off the backboard and look to clear, but with 10 seconds to go, New Haven will have a tough task ahead of them as Kings will push it to match and series points here in game number 3. It's another 4-1 score, and Kings are on their way to pulling off the upsets, but they've got one more game to go. 2 goals on the board for Gilmore Boys. He adds up 2 assists for Sean and guards his goals. Winsey, the lone scorer for New Haven. Marcy on the assist. 2 saves across the board for New Haven's players. Only 2 saves needed for Kings. 11 shots by Kings, 4 from New Haven. And that'll lead us into game 4 in a moment. But first, let's have a little bit of a chat about that game. Most specifically, let's have that 4-shot stat we have in mind. 4 shots! Well, it's error, all right. The name's there and the game's on. Game 4 of Kings College versus New Haven, with Kings College on series points at the moment, with Gilmore Boys met in a 50-50 and guard taken out of the play. Sean up high, has to take it to the opposite end. Winsey gets the boost spawn right on time. Guard out of the play again. Now set for a 3rd time. Winsey pushes it to the corner. Marcy off the wall. Now Sean to the sky. Marcy will let it fall to Winsey. Sean, good challenge to get past, but Marcy will move it to midfield. Winsey backs up, gets the midfield boost. Way out of position, he's not in the right way, and guard takes advantage. Down the field, it rolls off the ceiling at an odd angle, and King's not quite ready for it. Sean out of the play as New Haven looking to the demos to help. Gilmore Boys up high, error behind. Sean already in the sky, got the clear. Down towards the net, Winsey will make the save needed. His guard, one touch, but Marcy gets it away from him before the second can be made. As Gilmore Boys has an open net, and he scores! And this is why people talk about the double commits a lot. If one guy misses his touch, the other can't make the play, and it leads to an open net. And this time it gives Kings that 1-0 lead. Guard. Set in the middle, another open try, but he pushes it wide, and Marcy's there in time. Winsey down the field, Gilmore Boys at mid, ready to push it towards the net. Marcy gets a touch and clears it to the corner for the save. It rolls. Marcy bumped off, but not enough. Wanted to get a little tricky with it. Sean, with the composure, waits it out, and now pushes it to the sidewall. Winsey on a challenge, gets it in mid for error. Instead, Marcy takes a try at it, and Gilmore Boys clears. Sean fakes the touch, but Marcy pushes it away. Again, the double commit, but it spikes. And Gilmore Boys, well, had an awkward try. He gave it a go, but it sets up Sean beautifully for goal number 2. That looked like he was going to play that as a goal, but instead pushes it across the crease. And Sean's right there to jam it into the corner. 2-0 lead for Kings. Sean off the side, Winsey off a soft touch off the tires. It goes to Gilmore Boys. He gets a little spinny. Error makes the save. Now Sean in the corner. Winsey clears. Error on demo duty. Gilmore Boys sends it into New Haven's end. Marcy under. Wanting to make a couple plays. Instead, Gilmore Boys pushes it across the field where it's all Kings, no New Haven. Sean at the midfield while guard makes a play in the corner. Now Sean steps up, moving towards the net. Marcy will make a touch on this one as it goes to the corner. And Gilmore Boys pops on up, bumped out of the way. Marcy makes a touch, but it's a soft one, and it leads to an open net for Gilmore Boys, who scores again. Martzi not getting the angle he was looking for. It goes right into Gilmore Boys' lap. He'll take that snack any day of the week. It's a cookie for him for his second goal of the game. 3-0 to score as Gilmore Boys. He was lucky to be standing in the middle. He gets away from the bump from Martz. An error. Looks to make a play. Guard beats him out, and it's pushed wide. New Haven moving down the field, but Sean clears it. Winsey plays it off the hood. A harsh roll for him, but he gets a hit on the flip reset. Guard pushes it to the corner. And again, now Gilmore Boys, but Error gets there first. Gilmore Boys turning it around. Sean will move up first. Tries to make the first touch. It's challenged by Error. Guard in the middle misses the touch. Now Winsey down the field. Sean wanted to make a play on it, but missed it. Winsey gets a good 50, but Gilmore Boys is on the ball. Off the wall. Pinches it, but Error's there. Long clear. Sean streaking across the field. Gets a touch. Off the corner, gets another. In the middle, nobody's there. Guard's out of the way. Martzi down the midfield. Gilmore Boys gets a touch. Guard will get himself set in the mid. In front with Gilmore Boys on the pass, and Guard pushes it off the bar. Sean across the net for himself. He scores! Already with the playmaker, he gets himself involved in the goal total. Pushes it down off the bottom end of his car. And he makes it 4-0. In the corner now, Sean up high. Martzi challenges and sends it to midfield. Guard off the bottom end of his car to Winsey. It's in the corner now for Martzi. Winsey down the field. Sean a little out of position. Guard's with him, but Sean ends up pushing it into his own corner by accident. Gilmore Boys challenges. Winsey wins it, but Sean all the way down the field with Gilmore Boys in the corner. Martzi down. Sean off the sidewall of his car. Martzi to Winsey. It's challenged. Error to the sky. Pushes it into Kings' corner. Sean misses the hit. Martzi towards the net. Gilmore Boys gets a touch. Into the corner. Martzi pinches it. Guard down the field. Martzi will get into the corner to pinch it and play it. But Guard's there first. In front of the net, a double commit again. Winsey gets enough of a touch to get past the offensive Kings. And they push it into Kings' corner. Martzi who wanted the shot, but Gilmore Boys shuts it down. As with 30 seconds left, once again, Kings on the 4-0 lead. Sean back passes it away from Gilmore Boys. They're looking for the time kill. They're looking to kill the clock to secure themselves the series win. And with 20 seconds left, all they got to do is hold on. They're keeping it away from New Haven's cars, and that's all they got to do. 10 on the clock towards the net. Pushed away from Martzi. Sean down the field, into the corner, will kill the clock, and Kings pull off the upset. They're headed to the semifinals. Gilmore Boys charging the way all the way from game 2 on. 2 goals in game 4 to make it a 3-1 victory in the series, reversing the regular season occurrence, blanking New Haven in game 4. And with that, they're set for the semifinals. They'll have a matchup against West Virginia University come next week. That'll be all here for the Kings College Esports Twitch page. This has been Kings College Rocket League Red in the NECC quarterfinals against West Virginia University. I'm Thomas Cuthbert, also known as La Boomstick. And we'll see you next week.